Jerry Mallory here for SB Nation and PrivateTrade.com. Here to talk about Lions versus Cowboys, of course. Let's put a bow on the Suh situation. Obviously, we're happy that the suspension is lifted for many reasons. First and foremost, I said this at the beginning of the year. I still feel this is the same. Suh is the best player on the Detroit Lions. I love Megatron Calvin Johnson. I want to see Stafford do good. I'm cheering for him. But to me, Suh is the best player on this team, so the best player on our team is going to play. The #2 defense, #1 rush defense in the league has its main cog. There's nothing more important than that. But here's the other thing. If he did not play, and say, for instance, we lost, man, that what-if game, that excuse, there's no excuses now. Suh's here, he's healthy. We don't have to look back and say, man, if he would have, could have, should have, it would have drove us crazy, not just as Lions fans, but I'm sure even his team and Ndamukong Suh himself will be looking and saying, man, what if, what if, what if? I'm not saying we're going to lose. That's not what I'm here talking about. But if he didn't play, our odds decrease. And then, our chances of winning is that much lower. So we don't have to play that what-if game. We're not at full strength, but they're not. We don't have any unnecessary suspensions and absences. We're as much full strength as we need to be. And so the winner of this game will deserve it all the more. So now, one of the things that's been talked about, and I'm going to discuss it briefly, you see it on ESPN, NFL Network, it's the Lions defensive line versus the Cowboys offensive line. Now, these two teams have had a philosophy, and it's worked. Draft early, first round, build your lines up. The Cowboys have gone with the offensive line. Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, they've really went ahead and attacked the offensive line, and it's paid off. Lions, on the other hand, they've done it for the defensive line. First-round picks, Ezekiel Ansah, Ndamukong Suh, Nick Fairley, and it's paid off. Who's going to win this battle? Well, there's two phases to this, as you know, rushing and passing. Let's talk about rushing first. Lions, as we know, #1 against the run. Cowboys, #2 in terms of rushing in the NFL. Now, I think the Lions win this matchup for several reasons. #1, DeMarco Murray still not 100%. That does play a factor. But also the Lions, time and time again, have made teams suffer in terms of run. Even teams that were good. We take the New York Jets, for example. They're the #3 rushing team in the NFL. We held them 10 yards below their average. Now, looking at the Carolina Panthers, they're the #7 rushing team. These are the two best teams on the ground that we faced this year. We held them about 65 yards below their average, and this is a continual theme. So with Suh in there, I think we will be able to stop the run. I mean, we're not going to just completely shut out DeMarco Murray, but him having 150, 160 yards, no. I think he'll actually be under 100 yards, and we'll hold them in that run department quite well. But in terms of passing that phase, I think the Cowboys will be successful. We have to look at our defensive line, and I've seen it time and time again, just in these big games, especially on the road, not being able to bring the quarterback down, not being able to get enough pressure, in my opinion, to affect our cornerbacks and our safeties. They're good, but they're still the weak point in our defense. When our defensive line is on, they look a lot better. When they're not, they get exposed. I think this offensive line for the Cowboys, they'll play better. They'll outplay us. Hate to say it, but our defensive line has been inconsistent. Just look at the inability to bring Aaron Rodgers down last week. Then you got teams like the New England Patriots, the Arizona Cardinals. You're sitting there looking like, where is this dominant front four? I think they're a little bit, I hate to say it, but overrated in that category. I love them. I like them. Say what you want. I think the Cowboys will win in that phase. So what do you think in terms of this Lions defensive line versus Cowboys offensive line? I'll be back tomorrow with more coverage. This is a big game. I can't wait. And, certainly, whether you're a Cowboys or Lions fan, this one should be entertaining. All right. Until next time, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And as always, this has been Jerry Mallory for SB Nation and PrivateTrade.com.